You ever have this realization that I've got this one and only life, but work takes up like a third of it, but I don't really know what I'm doing with my career, so maybe I'm wasting a third of my one and only life. Cue the Sunday scaries. In this video, I'm going to share 3 pretty quick and easy thought experiments I've used in the past to help myself define what a meaningful career looks like. And I feel like whenever my friends are in a rut with their work, I share these thought experiments with them. So I'm sharing them here in case any of you guys find them helpful. All right, thought experiment number 1. Ask yourself, what would I do if no one would ever find out what I did for a living? Obviously, this is an impossible hypothetical, but if we can play along for just a moment, it really helps us imagine what type of work we want if we aren't so caught up in what other people think about us. I don't think any of us would like to admit it, but we often narrow our career options down by setting a minimum social status with which we aspire to achieve. But our social status doesn't have to clock in and do the work for 40+ hours a week. And when we have to do work we don't enjoy, I think we start to wonder if it's worth the social status. IMO, I would argue that someone is more impressive and likable and attractive when they tell you they have a job they really love, even if it's not an impressive job. It's like they're the ones telling the emperor he's in the buff. They're the ones living their truth, which is the definition of cool. Certainly cooler than like somebody who has an impressive job but is miserable. So humor yourself and imagine that LinkedIn doesn't exist. No one will ever ask what you do. And your parents have been brainwashed into thinking you're doing exactly what it is they want you to be doing. If you're the only one who knows what you do, what might it be? Thought experiment number 2. What would you do if you could start and be good at any job tomorrow? Changing careers can be a royal pita. Maybe we need to spend some time learning a new skill or explaining to our partner why it is we want to leave our current job that pays the bills. Or in our new career, we're gonna be starting low on the totem pole and it'll take time to get to the actual job we want. Yeah, for sure, that all sucks. But by imagining that we can make the transition instantly, we can remove the hassle of switching careers, which just often muddies our thought process. This is important because the hassle of switching is short term. And time will pass. The earth has this amazing ability to just keep on rotating. Days go by and inevitably our career transition will be behind us and we'll have nothing but the long term in front of us, which is hopefully a career that we find meaningful and we're proud of ourselves for slugging it through to get there. So ask yourself, what would you do if you knew you could start tomorrow? Oh, and write these answers down, by the way. Thought experiment 3. What would I do if every job paid me $50,000? So whether you're a lab tech or teacher or a data scientist, you're making the same and living in the same neighborhood and driving the same lightly used Toyota Camry. Obviously with this question, we're really trying to figure out what we would do if our career decision wasn't so closely tied to our earning potential. And I know money matters. It's literally the reason why we work rather than make art or volunteer all day. But I do think that these 2 things can be true. 1, the amount of money we make is connected to our happiness. Fine, I'll concede that. But 2, having a career we enjoy and find meaning in is also responsible for our emotional well-being and how we feel about our life. There are certainly rich people who are miserable. Juice ain't always worth the squeeze. It's just easy to let money dominate the conversation about how good or bad a job is. But it's not the only piece, that's all I'm saying. So forget about money and just think, if every job paid $50,000, what would I do? Write it down. Now, by writing our answers down, we're not applying for these jobs or telling anybody that we're interested in these jobs. We're just leaving clues for ourselves. We should look at these jobs, these answers, and ask ourselves, what is it about this work that entices me? Is there a way I can pursue a career that scratches these itches? Or can I have that type of job and still get the salary I want? Maybe. These exercises are predicated on the idea that people's opinions, short-term hassles, and earning potential are not authentic to who we are and how our old-ass selves would necessarily want us to spend our time on this beautiful rock that just never stops rotating. All right, that's all I've got. Have a great week.